So after that, you know, some people, when they have their first time in a studio recording, I mean, I had a guest here recently who said I did a song, and after that song, I knew this is not for
Not
me.
for you. Oh wow.
And there's no copy of this song out there anywhere. So, and for other people, it's like it clicks. You're
It
just like,
clicks.
yes.
I think I don't know. I think the friendships that I had fostered while on TV and radio really like came through for me to encourage me to just keep going.
So you had the support.
Yeah, I had a lot of support, like especially in the hip hop scene. Like everyone was like, "Oh my God, you know, you guys are few." Like it's just Keiko basically carrying the torch, and like maybe Fasi and Yala, who has been, you know, the legend from like way back. It's like you fit right in, just like don't stop, don't stop. And at that point, I think when I joined, the hip hop scene was really bubbling because it has had its quiet moments, ups and downs. But that time, everyone was hot. Like Navia was releasing music, and The Myth was releasing music, and all these new kids on the block were also joining. So they were like, listen, this is that time. Like, just keep doing it. So yeah, I was really lucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and it felt right.
It felt right.
It
Yeah.
felt right. Okay, so the reception, because like you said, you're like, I've done this.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah, oh.
Here it is. So
First
you
of
had the
all-
support of the industry.
Yeah.
Yes, but like, for example, you said your father was very supportive in terms of media. Now,
Yes.
this is okay. It's not media exactly.
Yeah.
And your mom, how did she take it?
Listen, my mom bought me my first ever rap album.
Oh.
Yeah. So my mom is very like cool. She's like in tune with what's going on. She's on Twitter, on Instagram. Like she will tell me first-hand information before I even know. Sometimes she helps me prep for my show. She'll literally
my
ask me like,
gosh.
"Did you know that this and this happened, or were you just behind the news?" I'm like, oh, "Thanks
I
for
love
that."
it.
Yeah. So she bought me my first album. It was a Eve album titled Scorpion. Now remember those days albums came in cassette form. If you didn't have the vinyl, obviously, cassette form. So I told her, "Oh, Mom, you know, Eve right now, she's like my hottest rapper. I really need to get her music." So she was walking through our shop and she saw like the full cassette album and she bought it for me.
Oh.
She regretted it immediately once she pressed play because if you are
The language.
Rough Riders fan or a DMX fan or E fan, you know the language was
Yes.
like, yeah. And actually recently when DMX died, you know, I was just telling her, this is so sad because it really takes me back to when you got me that, you know, album and how shocked you were.
She's
when
like,
the
what have I
song-
done?
Yeah, but so we kind of hid that tape away and never listened to it out loud. But she has always been very supportive of the music. In fact, when I took that break, she's like, you know, I know you're trying to focus on this, but you know, an hour or two in studio wouldn't really hurt. You should go and, you know, try and stay alive. I know it keeps you
Yeah.
alive. I've never actually gotten my dad's specific comments on the music, but he did have a show once and he had me perform and I rapped. So he seemed pleased, so I'll assume. And considering he's always singing, I don't
Yes.
think, yeah, I think he's okay with it.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
My family's like listen,
Go, do
yeah,
it, shine.
yeah, shine.
I love that. They
Yeah.
want you to go out and shine.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're good at something, they'll be there to support you 100%.
Okay, so how long were you with XFM and
5 years.
Urban TV? You were with both of them the whole time?
Yes. So I started in end of 2012 and left 2017.
Okay. What is
Yeah.
the biggest challenge for you in media then?
You know, like I honestly just have fun memories. I don't have any challenges.
Okay.
I don't remember.
So you're that
any
person. You're the
challenge.
positive person.
I remember one time though, there was like a, what do they call it? Downsizing at Vision Group.
Yes.
And they were trying to like revamp the show that I was doing at the time, which I used to do with Big Trill. And in the process of revamping it, I think they felt like they should scrap it entirely. So it was 29th or 30th, like literally the next day was New Year's.
Okay.
They call us for a meeting and they're like, guys, so we need to let you know that the show is not going to be going forward into the new year and we have like another idea for it. I was like, I'm sorry, you said what? Imagine like just before New Year. So obviously like you've been doing New Year's resolutions, you have all these plans, la la la. And they're saying, yeah, so the show is not going forward. I was so crushed, honestly. I think that was my lowest moment in media generally. And I remember thinking to myself, I'll never allow myself to feel like this again.
Okay.
Yeah. And shortly after, I think whatever they were trying to do didn't work out, and they called me back. But at that point, I realized you are not what you do, or you are not where you are. You're the organization you're in. You are the talent.
Yeah.
So like, always be confident and know that you will bounce back.
Yeah, something
At
else
some
will
point,
come
something
your
else
way.
will come. And I think that's really important for people in media to know, because it can, at any point, media is very versatile.
Oh, yes.
At any point you're in and at any point you're out. So when you know that, you know what, it's fine.
And you can be up there,
Yeah.
and then you can crash.
Yes.
And you just have to build yourself back up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was like that's why I say like I don't have any, I have fond memories, because even the lowest taught me something that I needed
But that
to
was
learn.
a learning curve.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve. And
Yeah.
I think if you don't ever have that experience as well, you don't know how to bounce back. You don't know how to reassure yourself. You don't know how to come back and say, okay, what do I have? What gift do I have? How
True.
do I present it again? How do I build it even more?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now you see like another thing, like even COVID would have been one of those moments where someone who's used to their normal life, you know, is now in a situation where they have to like reform, rebrand and change everything about their life.
Yeah.
So COVID for me was like, listen, I've been through this. We'll find a way. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you left XFM in, you said, after 5 years.
2017,
Okay.
yes.
And what were you doing at that point in your life?
So I got an opportunity to be the PR manager of Jumia.
Aha.
Yes, and once it was offered to me, and I did the whole interview process, and I felt like one thing about me is that I like to be where I feel comfortable and where I feel I gel.
Okay.
So like I won't go into something if I'm not feeling right with like the admin or with the co-workers that I see. But when I did the interviews, they were sassing me out, but I was sassing them out.
You
So
was
like,
like,
am I going to come from radio and TV where it's fun and games and really fit in to this community? But I felt like, wow, this is perfect.
Okay.
And so I took the job and I did that for about a year.
Because that was
And-
Jumia Food and Travel.
Yes,
Okay.
Jumia Food and Travel. And it was really the best year of my life there, because it's very high pressure, it's very intense, high intensity, but also like fun.
Okay.
Because it's a young group.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone's like bubbly, you know, work hard, play hard.
And
Imagine coming home to a vacation each day, to a place of pure serenity, a place of pure luxury for you to entertain and unwind. At Jacana Heights, dreams come true. Take your pick from spacious 1, 2, or 3 bedroom apartments and luxurious 4-bedroom penthouses, built to international standards with fine, exceptional finishing. Located on Konge Hill, Buziga, with incredible views and a fresh breeze from the nearby Lake Victoria. It's a place for your body, soul, and mind, with a wide array of amenities. Contact us for more information. Jacana Heights, Luxury Hilltop Living.
You know, work hard, play hard.
And I came across quite a few of your blogs, of your
Yes.
articles that you
Yes.
wrote about different places, Uganda cuisine and travel and all these things.
Yes.
So did you start writing then? Had you been writing before that?
Yes. So just before I joined Jumia, I had started a brand with 2 of my other friends, Maritza and Sabrina, and it's called Kwanza.
Okay.
So Kwanza, in the beginning, it was like a fashion blog,
Okay.
because we were doing work for Bold, and we had to write articles.
Uh-huh.
So we started out writing articles, showcasing different places. So when I got into the PR role at Jumia, it encouraged me to write more. So I feel like Kwanza kind of like trained me to get into the PR role.
Okay.
Yeah, but before that, no, not really. Maybe writing music.
Okay. So I do remember you guys were doing your YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
You had all the videos going on.
Yes.
Are you still doing that?
Listen, as a creative, I'm sure you can understand me. Shout out to All Star because he is consistent, but it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, and when obviously you're three personalities with different schedules,
Yeah, you have to always
it
find
gets
the
hectic.
time.
Yeah, so now what we decided to do, we're like, guys, we'll always be Kwanzaa. We're the best of friends. We meet up regularly, but until we get to that point where everyone's schedule is in sync, let us all really like build our brands.
Okay.
But people will still know we're Kwanzaa because we hang out, together and do activities
You're
together.
still very close.
And do like even gigs together sometimes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were talking about Portia.
Yeah. You really want to?
Yes.
I hope she watches this because she'll be like, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
So I remember we were at this event and you were the MC. It was at Sheraton. And you were up there on stage and you were speaking and you looked so beautiful. And I'm like, I'm going to do that one day. But I know I'll never do it like that. But if I just even get the opportunity just once to meet her and like feel her energy, I'll know that I'm on my way there. And I told Portia, I'm like, listen, Crystal is your cousin. Like, you shouldn't be talking to people. You shouldn't be friends with any of us. And for some reason, like even in school, those days, when you would say like, someone on TV and radio, they would think you're joking or lying. And I'm like, listen, girl, you need to know that you're on another level from us. Like you're different.
You are
You're
so
different.
silly.
So yeah, that's the story. And that's why for me, this moment is like kismet. I don't know if you've heard of that. That situation where like it comes back full circle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely have her
And you
about
don't
that.
change because it's like literally this was you then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll just take it.
Like you're on your Pharrell vibes. Like I keep telling some aunties of mine, I'm like, you guys need to direct us to the fountain of youth you're drinking from so that we can also.
And it's water.
It's water.
Water.
Hydrate.
I
Got it.
all the time. Well, thank you very much. Okay, so I'll have Portia about that. So when you were at Jamaica, is
Yes.
that when you met your hubby?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Very interesting story. So I didn't know who he was. I was working on my desk one time and my office was open and it faced like the parking yard.
Okay.
And then he walked past in a hurry because if anyone knows him, he walks like really, really quickly. And then I texted like, I think it was actually Sabrina and Maritza. I'm like, you guys have seen a hot guy in our compound. But I think he's a client. So they're like, hey, you, instead of focusing, you're new. Because I was still a bit fresh. I was like, you're new at the job, you're just staring at hot guys. I'm like, guys, no, honestly, even you, if you saw this guy, you would allow. And then they're like, okay, haha, laughing emojis, we move. And then like maybe four months in, we had a team building in Busika. And that is when I got to find out that, so he actually works here. But I still I didn't know what he does.
Oh, so you had just like seen him, but...
Yeah, because I was still new. So I was like meeting people. So then I realized, no. If he's at the team building, then he's part of the team. So I remember while we were doing the team building, I had to stand next to him during a group activity. And then I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, I need to leave for Kampala really early because I have an event. And Busika is far. It's like literally almost Ginger. So he had me and then he just like kept it to himself. So at some point I'm sitting, I'm like on my phone, he comes, taps me, then I look up and I'm like,
This is for you. A touch of class with a dash of glam. This is for those who choose to make a lasting impression with their first impression. This is for his cut, her crown, and the spark in their eyes. They know a little extra is the new normal. Those who turn heads without a heads up. Step into the Glam Icon Salon and unleash the glam in you. Plot 49A Naguru Drive, Kampala, a few meters across the Surgery Hospital, Naguru.
So at some point, I'm sitting, I'm like on my phone. He comes, taps me. Then I look up and I'm like, am I in trouble? Like, why is he tapping me? And then he goes, oh, are you still going to Kampala early? Because I'm leaving right now. I have a meeting.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah. Then he's like, oh, come, let's give you a lift. So, you know, we take the car ride. There was several other people in the car. Everyone's just talking. I don't really know everyone that well, so obviously I'm quiet, just like listening. And then weeks, like many weeks later, he comes to me and he's like, oh, you know, I'm heading out. Would you like to have dinner? I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. He's like, okay. And then he goes back and he carries on with his work. And then he
Did
comes
it
back.
dawn on you that he was asking you out on a date?
Yes and no. Yes, because like you asked me, is everyone going? But also no, because it was something he often did. He didn't like to eat alone.
Ah.
So he would always come and say, hey, Tim, what are you doing? Let's go, you know. So, but then when he came back the second time, and he's like, are you hungry now? Because I was working late. And I'm like, actually, I am hungry. Then he's like, so you're ready to go? Then I'm like, this is definitely a date for sure.
Okay.
And so when we went, like we talked about so many things, but obviously respectfully, because at that point I realized, like, you know, we worked together and all that. And then slowly by slowly we started talking, realized like we have a lot in common. Family background is almost the same. He comes from the same area as my mom, so that was definitely something to connect over. Then I told him, but things are getting serious, boss. Don't you think? And then he's like, yeah? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, but for me, I cannot date where I work.
Yeah, because that's a very tricky one.
Yeah.
Huh?
So I'm gonna chill. He's like, what?
What do you mean?
Yeah. I'm like, so I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill that job. He's like, no, but la 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 la, you know, we can move you to